This is Samsung's big bet for 2018. Or should we say, this is Samsung's big bet for 2018. We have the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 with the S Pen. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 looks very similar to the earlier versions. It has a bit of the S9 in it, but it still looks like the Note series. There are no surprises on the design. However, the phone has a 4000 mAh battery, which is the largest ever in the Note series, but the phone does not feel like it has a 4000 mAh battery. This is where Samsung has done some really good stuff with the design. It also feels quite thin because Samsung has used a diamond cut technique to keep the edges thinner than the actual body. Overall, the design is pretty smart. The best thing about the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 has to be the S Pen. The S Pen is now perfected the stylus part of it. That's why it's decided to do something new, and that is an inbuilt Bluetooth, which means you can use this stylus for many other things, so not just doodling. The stylus can now be used to control the camera. A single click will actually click a picture, which means it's great for selfies. It can also be used to control a presentation or even be a remote control when you're watching a video on YouTube or just scrolling through pictures on your gallery. That is adding a lot of value to this phone. In fact, Samsung has opened up the S Pen SDK for developers. Now let's see what they do with the stylus. This is very interesting territory we are in right now. Artificial intelligence has been coming into smartphones quite a bit over the past year. Samsung is using it in a different way. On this phone, the artificial intelligence factor is the camera, which can recognize up to 20 scenes or things. So if you're shooting the picture of a flower or a person, the AI will tell you what you're shooting and will adjust the camera accordingly. That's pretty neat. Also, if you are shooting someone and he blinks or there is a red eye detected, the camera will tell you there is something wrong and will ask you to shoot it again. That's an interesting feature too. In India, the Note 9 is going to come with the latest Exynos processor. The Note 9 has some water cooling going inside, which means whatever you do with it, this phone is going to be among the coolest. But it also means the phone is overclocking quite a bit, and that is why the water cooling is needed. So Samsung is going to push this aggressively for gamers. And that is why this is going to come preloaded with Fortnite, which is one of the most popular games right now. But from an overall performance perspective, this phone should not give you anything to complain about. So are there any issues with the phone? One thing that you will feel is the weight. This is a 200 gram plus weight on the phone, so you will feel it after a time. Other than that, the only thing is that the design is a bit boring because we have had the design for many years now. Maybe Samsung should have really pushed the edge on this design. Maybe wait for next year. So should you buy this phone? Yes, if you have been a part of the Note ecosystem and love the S Pen, then this is the best S Pen ever. Other than that, we have to look at the fact that this phone can actually work as a personal computer with the DeX enabling. If you want to, you can actually use this as your primary computer and throw away your computer and use it with a monitor. That means you're going to save at least 20,000 rupees if you use that part of this phone. And you don't need a separate dock for it anymore. Samsung has priced the Note 9 quite aggressively, especially if you look at what the phone packs and what the rivals are priced at. Also, it comes with 128 GB of minimum storage. If you look at all of that, this seems like a pretty good phone to buy. But we have to see whether the customers are going to think so.